Hey folks, Matthew here from Typito. In this video, I'll be covering the topic that is how to edit workout videos in a thoughtful and meaningful manner. I'll jump right onto the question. Does your fitness video inspiration board look like this? If this is the case, you are most likely a fitness trainer, a fitness influencer, a training professional, and you might be helping others go through their own transformational journey. And you might be wanting to modify your videos or transform your videos in a way that it's much more helpful for your audience. And these are some of the really good, thoughtfully done videos we have seen on the internet. Without much ado, let me also share what I'll be covering in this video. So there are 4 aspects which I'll be touching upon. The first one is putting together your video routine. How do we do that when we are getting onto the production, the post-production editing phase of a fitness video or a workout video? Second is choosing a style. And this is very important because we also want to ensure that your brand stands out in every part of that video so that your audience are able to associate with your brand. Now, the third is adding sequences. I'll explain what sequences are, but at a very high level, you can think of them as building blocks which you'll be using to put together your workout video. And then at the end, we'll be previewing and exporting your video, and that would be it. These 4 simple steps is what we'll be covering in this video. Now I'm going to go to the next slide and take you through the different building blocks that we'll be putting together as for a workout video or a fitness video. The first one is video intro. We want to ensure that there's a neat way of introducing yourself or the topic you wanted to cover in the video. Then we have exercise sets. These are the standard exercises which you will be covering in your video. And rest sets. Rest is basically intermittently you would probably want to have gaps where you want yourself and the audience to take rest. Those can also be designed beautifully, by the way. And we'll also be taking you through an outro. In fact, there are other building blocks as well. I'll cover them as we make progress with this video. Now, your journey starts here. That is typito.com/fitness. That's the URL you got to hit to get started with editing your fitness or workout video. When you go there, you'll be redirected to this editor. And on the left side, you will find guide. And these are the 4 steps which will guide you through the different steps in your video editing journey today. Now, to start, what I'll be doing is I'll be uploading the video that I have. So I click on upload, start uploading. In fact, if you want to use Google Drive for uploading, that's also a possibility. You can see those options here. You can see that there is a drive option here. I'll go back to my guide. You can see that the upload is in progress. So while this upload makes progress, I also want to take you through another important concept that will come in very handy as we edit this video. Most thoughtfully designed videos, irrespective of workout, always would have a compelling storyboard. And the best part is a workout video also has a storyboard. It has a structure to it. And I'll be taking you through how you can think of putting together a structure for your video. In this case, the video which I just showed you, it can be divided into small blocks. The first one being the intro, which I know exactly when I just go through the video, I know it starts at 0 and it ends at 27. But I know the next important part which comes up in the video is step 1, that is crunches. And it starts at 56 seconds and it ends at 1 minute 50 seconds. And I've put together all the other steps which I've captured in my fitness video. And you can see that I've kept time for a break here, but I've also annotated that break with the timestamp. That is, it starts at 8:51 and it goes till 9:32. And then I have 3 more exercises after that. And at the end, we have the outro. So this is very critical. Just going through this process of putting together your storyboard will make a big difference in the way you edit it and how fast you can edit it and publish your video. Now, along with the timestamp, I've also added calorie range. You would have seen in some of the best edited workout videos, they'll also give you a way to track that calorie range or calorie, you can call it a calorie meter, the amount of calorie you would have burned by given point of time in the workout session. And to do that, you just have to input for each of these steps, what is the calorie burn that you're expecting for a person to have for someone who will probably burn less calorie, who might be doing it in a very less intense manner, to a person who might be doing it in a very rigorous, intense manner, what is the range of calorie burn that you anticipate? As a fitness trainer, you would probably be knowing this. And if you have a clarity or intuition on that, and if you want to add calorie details on your video, you just have to fill this up as well. So here, what I mean to say is, when my audience do crunches, they'll probably be burning 5 kilocal to 10 kilocal during that approximately 1 minute of workout. That's what it means. And you can add it for each of these individual steps. Next, I would love to talk about what can be called your brand language or design language. So typically for any brand, it would be great if you have in your hands these aspects, right? One is the brand name, the colors you usually use to indicate your brand, probably your website. If you've already designed it, or if you plan to design it, you would love to have these colors as the primary theme. A brand font. In fact, if you've never thought of a brand font, it's always great to have one font which represents your brand. And then the logo. So here I have put together a logo for this video. I've also come up with a brand name called Pro Fitness, and this is the logo for Pro Fitness. So we have also gone through the brand specifics. It'll be great if you have it handy with you when you edit your workout video. Now, if you want, you can upload more videos by just clicking on upload another video. Now, in my case, I have just one video, so I'll be going to the next step, that is adding elements. Now, what you need to do is you need to select a set of styles you would prefer on your video, for the different building blocks we'll be putting together. So I like this title. I'll be going with this. Steps and description, I'll probably go with how this is rendered. Now, paragraph also, I can see that there are some really good options. I personally like this. I'm gonna go with this. Now, you can select your timers as well. I'll prefer the now jumping jacks model. There are a bunch of others as well. Rest timers, again, there are options here. I can pick, let me actually pick this one. Now, social media, how would you like to have your social media handles shown? I like this style here. I'm gonna go with them and more. So this is important. This is a surprise package in a way, right? You can also add programmatic progress bars and calorie meters on your video. Now I'll show you how to do that in a little while. Now I'm gonna go with this style for the calorie meter, and I'm gonna keep my vertical progress bar to the right side of the video as we make progress. Yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So create a sequence. We have already uploaded a video, and we'll now be selecting which part of the video will make each of these different sections, right? That we have an intro, we have a disclaimer, step 1, step 2, etc. In fact, disclaimer is not part of the video. It's a separate insert we'll put. But now we'll be going ahead and selecting and putting together our intro. So I'll head right back to the editor, and from 00 to 27 seconds is what my intro looks like. And my exercise name, this is the title of the video I would love to keep. That's 15-minute abs workout. I'm going to use that as well. So I go here, I click on add sequences. I want to add an intro. I'm going to select that. And here I have this flexible start and end time setter. I'm going to just give 0 is where I start. Now I can use tab here, and I'm going to give 27, and it'll select exactly the area where I want it. Now you can always play the video and see if this is the area where you want to actually use. And you also have these zooming experience. You can zoom in and then, keep navigating through this area to ensure that you have the right section. All that is possible. So yeah, like I said, I'll just go with 00 to 27 and 000. This is my intro. And you can hover here to see what are the different elements we'll be adding in this block, that is intro block. I'm going to click on add to project. Our first block in our storyboard is translating into a video building block now. I'm going to keep it here. Now this is where your brand guidelines are going to help you. So I come here. This blue color is my primary color. I'm going to use this. It's a hex code for the blue that I use. And we have white and ochre as the separate other colors. So I'm going to use this blue now. Now in Typito, it lets you change the colors very easily by just clicking on this color tab. I can go to the red. I want to change this to the blue, which we just selected. And that's done. And I'm gonna modify this to, actually this is not a 15-minute video, it's a 13-minute video. So I'm gonna keep it as, let's say, 13-minute abs workout. So you've got your title ready, your intro ready, and you can make sure that if you want it to be across the first intro section, you can do that. But let's say if you want to just ensure that it comes up a little later when you're explaining, hey, this is what we're going to do, you get that flexibility as well. You just have to click here on this sequence. You can see that this is selected right now. And then you can select this and you can see the handles here on the right and the left. You can move it to where you feel, if you want the intro title to show up at the 6th second, you can do that. Now let's go back and see how that looks like. Yep. So that's how we're gonna put it together. Now we have one more element, that is the social media element. So this shows that it's not visible or it's hidden right now by default. I can just click on this eye and it'll show up here. So if you want your audience to go ahead and subscribe to your channel, or if you want them to follow you on your social media, for now, let's assume that our channel's name is Pro Fitness. And the best part is, if you want, when I selected this, you can see that these options have showed up. You can use the YouTube badge or you can use an Instagram badge. And if, let's say, you are Pro Fitness on Instagram and that is what you would like to use everywhere, because this video, let's say it's going to sit on YouTube, but you want them to come and follow you on Instagram, let's just keep it like this. And you can use Facebook as well. Now, we also looked at the brand font you want to use, right? Poppins. So let's also make sure that everywhere we use Poppins. Yep. So I'm gonna search for Poppins here. And that's done. There is also this follow me on text where I'm gonna use Poppins again. Yep. So we are good there. Now we can even make sure that this also comes up a little late, maybe after explaining what the video is going to look like, what is the topic. So I also wanted to do one more thing. I can just go ahead and make sure that it's already Poppins. Great. I don't have to modify that. Let's look at how the intro looks like now. Great. So if I remember correctly, when I use this, when I point to the bottom area, that's when I should probably get the social media template. And that's what makes the editing on Typito very easy. You can just go ahead and bring it here. And let's just look at how it shows up. Yeah. So we got our intro ready. Now we'll look at adding a disclaimer, because that's what our storyboard looks like. We want to add a disclaimer. So I'm going to go back and add a disclaimer. Now there are other templates like promo, tips and tricks, and sponsored content, which we are putting together. They're going to come soon. But let me take you through the disclaimer experience right now. I'm going to click on this. I am fine with a black background for this. Let's keep it for 4 seconds. You can always change it if you want to keep it, let's say 5 seconds. Yeah. And then I'm gonna click on add to timeline, and it will also show you what are the different aspects you'll be having on your disclaimer. So your disclaimer is ready. This is a standard text which we have picked up. You can always go ahead and modify it as per your disclaimer. And here you can replace it with our logo. So you can either click on replace and then do it, or I can just go to my media and I've got my logo right here. I'm gonna drag it and put it here. The only change which you would have already predicted, which we need to do, is we need to make sure our colors are brand compliant. I'm gonna go and modify this. So that's it. And also the text. Poppins. So our disclaimer is ready. It looks like this. Now we'll go ahead and add our first step, as you can see, we're going to cover crunches, which is from 56 to 150, and the calorie range is 5 to 10. So I go back and I go and click on step, and I want it to start from 56, and here I want it to be 01 and 56. Yeah, this is what I need. And like I said, you can also go and select the same area from this particular area, the timeline. It's up to you what you prefer, and you can always preview it by clicking on this play button. And we saw that it's 5 to 10 calorie kilocal, which is basically going to reduce. So for that, you need to add your input here. So you can just add 5 here and 10 here. Now that's also set, and this is a standard length I would prefer to have for my progress bar, and I can also keep it a little more thicker. And I'm also going to change the color of this timer, which will be associated with every workout step sequence. So now it's brand compliant. Now we are also going to make sure that all of them are following our font family thoughtfully. I would love to keep it here. And now let's go and fill in the right details. Now let's look at this particular sequence. I'm also going to reduce or increase the opacity so that it's not looking transparent. We want it in this video to be a little opaque. So I'm going to play this now. So the best part is the timer automatically captures the time remaining in this particular step sequence, and it already starts showing that value. Now what the calorie meter does is I had added 5 to 10 kilocal range. So it's gradually moving towards that range of 5 to 10. The left hand side number will show 5 at the end of it, and the right hand side number will show 10 at the end of it. So this is the part where your audience would be working out with you. Awesome. So that's done. Now, if you want the up next to show up a little later, now you can just keep it here for the last maybe 10 seconds if you would love to keep it like that. So that it shows up at the end. Now you can also see that the progress bar is actually coming towards 0 progress, or rather the progress bar is completely getting over by the end of it. Now as we add more of these different step sequences, that's happening because first of all it's depleting to 0 because right now your fitness video only happens to be this much, and at the end of this 85 seconds your video is done. That's why it's coming to the end. But once you add more step sequences, you will see that the progress depletion will be, or completion of that progress will be slower. So now let's do one thing. Let's go back to our list of workout to be done, and let's take a look at swimmer. So I'm going to add swimmers. 150 to 247. 6 to 14 is the calorie range. So I'm going back to the guide. Add more sequences. Now step. So 150 to 2. So it already shows me the next immediate frame. So it's easy for me to pick up from there. And here I'm gonna go to 247 and 00. And I'm gonna click on add to project. Now the best part is that the design of every block which you used here will be preserved exactly like that in this editor. So you don't have to think about, okay, where exactly to position the timer now, because it's a new timer, it's a new calorie, it's a new up next sequence, but they'll all be preserved exactly at the same place as it was before. Now this makes your editing much more easier. You remember we said it will be faster for you. while preserving that quality. So I just have to now go ahead and edit the content there. So swimmers, side crunch right is the next. So, and 6 to 14 is the calorie range. Yeah, and the calorie range is, so here I just have to give the exact calorie range for that particular step, that is 6 to 14. So now I'm going to show you how the progress bar and the calorie range basically operates. So the progress bar is now showing it's at the middle because we've got one more step sequence, and the calorie range, it's started from 5 to 10 range. Now it will go till the summation of these, like it will become 11 to 24 range for the person who would have completed the entire sequence. Let's see how that makes progress. Awesome. So we have added our first two workout step sequences. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly add all the workout step sequences till X crunch. We'll get back to the video again when I'm going to add the break. So as you can see, I've already added all the sequences till we have rest. So the last one is X crunch. You just need to create step sequences. It'll adopt the styling, positioning, and all the other properties like fonts and other things, which was maintained in the first sequence which you had created. And you can also see the calorie number increasing. It's showing a range of 049 to 105. Now let's go back and add rest, that is 851 to 932. So I can use my own video, or I can use a stock media. I'll use my own video here. So I'm gonna use take a break here. In fact, I just have to make sure that it's again compliant with my brand. So if you have multiple rest sequences in your video, the next time when you add a rest sequence, it'll be preserving the styling. So, and here I'm gonna use rest here. And I could keep it to the left side as I have kept for all the other templates so far. I just need to make sure that I change the colors. Okay, rest is done. Take a break. If you want, you can, this is a good time for you to also talk about your social media. We can bring this back. I'm gonna keep it a little to the top. Like I said, if you want to use the Instagram version, you can always go ahead and click on this, and our handle is Pro Fitness. Yeah. So let's just see our rest sequence, how it works out. So the timer is helpful because the audience will know that, okay, I've got 15 more seconds. Let me have my sip of water fast and come back. And yeah, that's how the rest sequence works. Now we'll go ahead and quickly add the toe touch crunch windshield wipers, and we'll cover the video from when full body extension is also added, and I'll show you how to add the outro. So I've added the last set of step sequence, that is basically the full body extension. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add the outro, that is 12:32 to 13:05. So I go here, wrap it up, 12:32 to 13:05. In fact, what you can also do is you can just go here and make sure that I'm gonna zoom out first. Make sure that you hold the handle on the right side and hold it till the end. So we know we get exactly till the end. Now it says we have a paragraph text and a social media badge. A social media badge is very important because you are completing your fitness video. You're wrapping it up. It's important to tell them where they can come and check you out. So I click on add to project. Yeah, so you can, again, let me quickly go and make this brand compliant. You can keep it probably here, and you can see that the progress bar has gone away because your progress is already done. You've completed your video. This is the last bit, in fact, where your audience and you sweated it out, and you can see the progress bar ending towards completion. So this is probably the part where you also want to give them some tips. Now that's another beautiful part. If you always want to use some text on top of what is already prescribed or as comes out of the box as part of these sequences, you can always do that by going to the text option here. And let me just use the normal title field here. Let's say drink ample water after workout. If this is your tip, you can always just add it to the side. There are a bunch of different, you can just even call it, let's say, you can just call it pro tip. And then there are a lot of basic overlay editing you can do with things in Typito. So if you want to just also add a layering for it and give our standard blue color, you can, first of all, I'm going to take it to the backside. I've done that now. And I'm going to use our brand color. So I'm showing this for you to understand how you can also do customizable text on top of what comes along with the sequence styling. So let's see how they all show up together. So that's how you can add different elements on top of what you already have using Typito's fitness editor. Now, another great utility of adding overlays on top of what you already have is something like adding a logo. So if I go to media, I have my logo here. I can just drag it and drop it here. And I can basically make it a little transparent so that it looks more like a watermark and doesn't obstruct anything. And I can keep it here. And this can be applied for the entire video. I'm gonna just zoom this out completely. Yeah. So what this means is my entire video will now have my watermark everywhere. And it looks much more professional this way if you want to keep it like that. So that would be it. Our video is ready to go. And once you've done it, you can click on export. So our fitness video created using the Typito fitness editor is ready. You can click on download video to take a copy of that home, or you can publish it on YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, and let's just go back to the project once, just to recap what we did. We went ahead and added all the meaningful sequences. We started with an intro. We went and added all the steps. We added one rest. We added a disclaimer as the second sequence. And towards the end, we added the outro. And all this was done programmatically. There were templates you can just go and pick and choose. And once you add a step, the next time when you add a step, the styling gets preserved. That was what was saving us a lot of time. We also looked at how the progress bar and the calorie meter were added. And we also looked at some of the flexibilities of the editor which came to our help. One was certainly, we looked at adding a tip at the end, drink apple water after workout, how you can do it very easily using other elements of Typito. And then we also added the logo. So these are the things which we did. I hope this was helpful for you to understand how to go about putting together your fitness video using Typito's fitness editor. You can follow us on YouTube, where we'll be putting together a lot more of these videos for fitness creators on how to edit and put together meaningful workout videos. And also wanted to let you know that this product is currently, it's in beta. You might face some issues. In case if you find any issues, or if you feel we can improve this product in certain ways, always feel free to just click on help and then reach out to us. We're looking forward to catching up with you and then exploring how we can improve this product, because we are also really excited about launching the world's first fitness video editor. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Typito Videos Made Easy. And thanks a lot for sitting through this. And I hope you enjoyed going through this tutorial. Thank you. Bye.